a comfy seat, tea's about to get wild. We've got true crime tales and a mischievous smile. More life, chaos, the highs and the lows, laughing through the madness, anything goes. It's talk time with Amy Boston and Kelly Farrell. Fun nights and stories we're telling. Everyone's welcome, grab your drink, come run. We love true crime, real life and fun, and free Karen Reed, y'all. Interviews, confessions, and a little bit of sass. Laughing till we're breathless, letting troubles pass. Among squad missions to mysteries at night. Grab your crew, settle in, it's a wild ride. It's talk time with Amy Boston and Kelly Farrell. Fun nights and stories we're telling. Everyone's welcome, grab your drink, come run. He loves true crime, real life and fun. Hell, it's free Karen Reed, y'all. Yeah, it's talk time with Amy Boston and Kelly Free Karen Reed.
It's the Early Back Kids Club. Hey, Back Kids.
So, yeah, I told my husband, I'm like, we're gonna go live and do our Karen Reed the End show, and he was like, "Are you going live again tomorrow?" I'm like, he's like, "It's Friday," and I'm like, "Probably. I don't know. We haven't talked about it yet."
Yeah,
like,
we will. We have other cases to cover, but this is just like a final Karen Reed for now. You know,
I don't think it'll ever be a final Karen Reed, honestly.
Well, I mean, like, as far as like the trial's concerned, like, she was acquitted, and that's all we could have asked for. All she got was her OUI. We were all talking about it, and that's all she got, because that's all she did. Technically, all she did was drive drunk that night. And thank God there was a common sense jury who used their fucking heads, and they saw right through the Commonwealth of Massachusetts bullshit. Like that roar yesterday. When the last charge was fucking read, oh my God.
I just watched it again before we came on, and I was bawling again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I so emotionally attached to this case? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Right.
Like to know, not even know this person, like, but we've done so much to be part of them.
Right.
I will tell you, our little anti-Karen Reed trolls who are watching, hi.
Hi.
Have fun coping, because you got a lot of cope going on right now.
Right.
There's lots of cope happening.
A lot of coping going on. Yeah.
And it ain't pretty. And I've been having a lot of fun with it.
Right. I mean, even like do you think hi, Wayne?
Hi, Wayne.
It's good to see you. Welcome on in. Did you think it was weird that the McAlberts and Roberts put out a statement? Like, I thought that was so tacky. You know what I mean?
Do you know who was missing from that statement?
Who?
Kevin from South Boston. Brian Higgins.
Oh, Higgins. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the only one they didn't include.
I mean, it's a rumor. I don't know. I'm talking shit. This is allegedly. But, like, I think he stopped talking to all of them after all that happened.
Well, yeah, that's what I heard. I think he ghosted everybody, but still, like, well, Jen says she didn't like him, so we have that. But still, like, you're gonna not talk to somebody who might know what you did,
right? Listen, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Like,
right?
Someone said, they were like, he's gonna be the one to flip. But like, I don't think that, because I
think if it came down to an investigation, I do think if it came down to an investigation, that he would literally, like, he'd give it all up for them.
Yeah.
To not for them, to give them up.
Oh, to get a deal?
Yeah.
To get a deal?
Totally, I mean, totally get like I want immunity and I'll give you all of them.
The thing is, I think if any of them were going to roll, it would have already been. Like, none of them want to go to prison. Listen, okay, so I'm just going to say this, full disclosure. Like, I don't know what happened that night, okay? I can speculate all I want. All I know, and this is all I've known the whole time, is that Karen Reed didn't do it. I don't know what happened that night. I mean, the shit's not looking good for certain people, right?
Yeah, right.
It's looking real suspect for some people. But
Nanya,
thanks. Go Mustangs! Thank you.
She could have been
it's looking
talking
real
to me.
suspect.
Okay, just so you know. Thank you, Nanya.
Nanya, go Stangs! It's looking real suspect for some people, and I cannot wait until do you think the Fed report's ever going to be public record?
I honestly think the feds are still watching, and I think that they are. But they were waiting for this to end, and I think it's ended. And I think that they wait. They're gonna wait till they can get an eviction.
Conviction, yeah.
Eviction. You're gonna evict them and put them in a conviction in an orange jumpsuit. But I think they're gonna wait. I really do. I think they're gonna wait, and they're gonna spend, just watch and learn, and then.
It took 3 years for Farwell to get arrested for Sandra Birchmore,
and that's 3 years of nobody else was a suspect. So they have to go. With, Karen went through 3 years of it, so we need to start it over the clock over.
Well, I mean, not necessarily all. Well, I mean, I hear you. I received that. However, the Fed started investigating in 2023. So, and they already have. Can you imagine what ARCA? All the information that they have too. They only got to present what was asked of them, which was to debunk what the Commonwealth said. Right.
Well, it was to find out whether the Commonwealth, if the car actually hit him. They had no.
Well, yeah.
They didn't know how he was standing, where he was standing. They knew nothing when they went into it. So they basically based everything off the science to say that, like, they did like the hand like this, and did it when he was bent over, like maybe if he was tying his shoe, something like that. So
yeah. So I mean, everything that they investigated, all they were asked to do, because that's just like with Hank Brennan when he was saying, like, did you have biases? And he was like, biases, like another agency hired me. I had no idea who you were.
Who he tried to say was their employers, by the way.
Right. I love how they got in that it wasn't an insurance company. It wasn't an insurance company.
Well, we are going to listen to Howie Carr.
Yes.
Because Jackson was on there, and
I heard that the Mass State Police put out a statement, and Morrissey himself put out a statement. Hey, Mama.
Yes, they both have statements, and I actually have both of them.
Okay. Let's do it.
We'll do one at a time. Hold on, it's trying to. Hold on. There we go.
No problem.
My new computer, I have to like turn shit on.
Doesn't Kelly look pretty with their new computer camera? I love it. My little red girl.
I was like, later. There you go. I was like, dude, I think that's what my issues were.
Probably.
Come say hi before we get into all this.
Is that my baby?
He's waiting. He walked in with Zach.
It's good to see you, baby. Look at you. You look so handsome.
Kisses? Did you just put kisses?
Stop touching my belly! Stop touching my That's my tickle spot.
It is not Friday.
It's not Friday
somewhere in the world, but it's not Friday today.
It might be in Australia. I don't know. But no, we're just recapping Karen Read so we can move on to other cases tomorrow and talk about other things. But we're just going to have
like not coming on in the morning and
it was weird
and all that good stuff. So
it was weird.
My head said we're going to do it. We're going to stream. My eyes said, no, you're not.
Bro, I woke up today and I felt like a fucking sack of shit.
It was an emotional hangover. I'm telling you. I was on like a high until like 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I was like, boom.
I think I threw out my elbow yesterday when I was
all like, yes.
It hurts. It hurts.
It was so like I was just like, this is crazy. We have what?
Yeah.
Let us know what you want updates on, and we'll find them for you. Because
yeah, I think we're just gonna go over all of the Karen Reed updates since we streamed for 10 hours yesterday. But everything that's happened since the verdict, and we're just gonna go over everything, kind of everything condensed in one area. And then tomorrow we're gonna have the Bad Kids Club, and we'll be ratchet and go over some other shit. Maybe some Karen Reed too.
we're gonna try to behave today. Oh, you meant the new computer? I got a new laptop. It came in yesterday, and it's because I did it because everybody's been saying it sounds horrible and this and everything.
It looks great.
I was like, well, damn it. All right. So what are we gonna do? So I got a new one. We'll just fix it. Throw the other one out. No, I'll keep the other one. But yeah, I got a MacBook Air, and we're behaving. He's not used to that.
Wait, I have not behaved not one fucking day in my life.
And it's not gonna happen. Once things get on the screen, we're gonna be like,
you already know.
And so so I ended up ordering. I got the blue one. It's really pretty. It's like a really light blue, so you can it's not silver, but you can tell the difference. But it's really pretty. I love it.
It looks nice.
Yes, I do. That's what I'm going to do with the other one. I'm going to
gut it
out.
Start. Yeah.
And then
I have to do that to fucking Caden's iPad like all the time because he goes on crazy websites for games, and I'm like, stop doing that.
And I want to try to set it up. I was telling you, I want to try to set it up where I have two screens going, so I don't have to like go back and forth between, Yeah.
Me too, Christine. Me too.
So I'm going to pull up. Skip for now. I just want to read my messages. What was that about? All the new stuff. Okay.
Oh, honey, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
You're not ready?
No.
I
think I have heat stroke from today.
Girl, you need. Right. I told you lay down with wet washcloths on. I mean,
it was wild.
To you,
we went from 54 degrees to 94 overnight.
Oh my god!
And it's a lot. That's like a huge difference. Yeah. And it was just, I mean, I went to the beach and stuff for a while, but
that is crazy to me. But you guys had fun though, right?
Yeah, we had a good day.
Okay. So let's see. Let me get, what do we have up here? I'm just trying to get the right picture before we do anything. First thing this is what we're going to go over first. First thing we're going to go over is the Mass State Police statement. So what they had to say about the Karen Reed trial. It says, the Massachusetts State Police extends sincere condolences to the loved ones of Boston Police Officer John O'Keefe, which, by the way, we do too.
Yeah. Justice for John O'Keefe. I hope they find his killers.
It's got to be a gut punch. I mean, I know that they thought that she did it, but I mean, I just want to send my love to them and just let them know that no one deserves that.
No one deserves that.
The events of the last 3 years have challenged our department to thoroughly review our actions and take concrete steps to deliver advanced investigative training to ensure appropriate oversight and enhance accountability. Under my direction as Colonel, the state police has and will continue to improve on these regards. Our focus is on delivering excellent police services that reflect the value of professionalism and maintain public trust. Colonel Jeffrey Noble. So that to me, that actually is
very politically correct of them.
it's politically correct, but it's talking about the training that they're doing, which a lot of people would just be like, "Oh, we're sorry," la la la. Because wait till you see the next one.
Right. Hi, Cindy Lou. Who?
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, their first getting rid of Proctor was, oh, did you see that fucking puss bag? Crying for himself on 2020 last night. Fuck out my face, Proctor. You did this to yourself. Yeah, he wrote the right words. But in the training part of it is like you just said, Enrique. Like Enrique needs fucking justice. Sandra Birchmore needs justice. And I mean, look at the. So I just saw something on Turtle Boy. Yeah, the train's a little too late.
Right.
A little too late, Christine.
I agree with you. They do ring hollow, but it is somebody who reads and follows this stuff all the time. When police give statements,
yeah,
they never sound like that. They always sound like, our condolences, Karen can get on with her life now. And then it's like, boom, it's not like we are actually redoing our training and doing this stuff. So I was a little, people can roll their eyes or whatever. I was impressed with that one. Personally.
Right. Well, and and this is, I kind of want to like piggyback on what you just said about John O'Keefe. Like, I know that all the antis think that that we're all just like pro Karen Read and stuff. The reason why we're pro Karen Read, right, was because we knew that she didn't hurt him. Right. And we want justice just as much as they want justice, right, for John O'Keefe. But convicting Karen wasn't it. They need to investigate it to see who really hurt him that night. And I will be live the day that whoever fucking killed him is perp walked. It wasn't Karen.
I hope that they do put his handcuffs on them, because it wasn't
Proctor's on Dateline tonight. He was on 2020 last night. Tell me that's not so, Wayne. Are you talking about last night's, baby? Because
is it a new one or is
it new? Well, he hasn't spoken until now. So he was on 2020 last night, crying like a puss bag for himself, for no one else. And there is a difference. There's a difference. And like, as a mother, I cannot imagine losing my child, and Peggy O'Keefe has lost 2. But I don't know how she sat in that courtroom twice, 2 trials.
We're going to go over that.
Karen Read did it.
We had that ready to go over too.
We're going to go over that, yeah.
You met a young person there that was going through the same thing. Their brother is going through the exact same thing. That's horrible.
Yeah, actually, I've seen people post him before, and he's there every single day with his t-shirts for his brother in Norfolk County. Yeah,
I do feel like Karen being acquitted, and granted, yeah.
Wayne, thank you. Do you know what time, baby?
He's just making the rounds, huh? Char Hill, what's up, baby?
My Alabama Slammer sister. Hi, beautiful girl.
She posts things on Facebook that like speak to my soul.
Dude, she's fucking hilarious. Me and her like are just for
she
years.
Posted something yesterday. I wrote, "Stop talking about me." Okay, just stop. Stop talking about me behind my back on Facebook.
She just posted something today that was like, if someone ever asks you why you look familiar, ask them if we were in jail together.
Oh my god. Or did you? I sent Amy actually. I sent it to you, and then you sent it back to me another time. But it's a reel that says if we were kidnapped and our kidnapper said "skangle," and all we could do is laugh because every time he said he was gonna skangle us, and we were like, "Ooh, you're gonna skangle us," and I was dying laughing because all I could think was in dispute. Like,
bro, I swear to God, if I was ever kidnapped, the fucking kidnapper would want to give me back immediately.
Oh my god!
Like, take her back.
They're like, yeah, I got the wrong one. Like, what did I do?
Seriously, and if it's the 2 of us together, we just fucking annoy the shit out of him.
My husband,
like, please go home.
He sent me the video of these 2 birds, and he's like, "This is you and Amy," and it's like one bird's kind of just like dancing, and the next bird's like, and I'm like, "Oh my god, he knows us."
Oh, so
we're
funny.
in trouble.
Yeah,
so, it was funny. I'm like, you're a dork, but so here is the next statement. You guys hold your horses. This is a long one. I don't know if you're going to get through it. Okay. It might be too
Wait,
long.
are these the McAlberts?
No, this is a statement from Morrissey.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
It might be too long for you guys. So just kind of
Fucking punk.
don't hold your breath. The jury has spoken. That's his
Fucking
statement.
douchebag. He knows what's coming. He should resign. Him and Chris Alba should resign, in my opinion. But who am I? I'm just a fucking.
Isn't there a protest tomorrow in front of D&E?
In Canton on Washington Street in front of CF McCarthy's and D&E, across the street, not on the side of D&E. You can go and meet people like Dennis Sweeney, who is a fucking delight himself, and Brenda Sweeney, and Dina might be down there. I'm not sure. Like, all of the boots on the ground go down there in Canton.
There
and
will
also,
one day I will get a Dennis Sweeney hug.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah. And if you guys, there's going to be a standout at Legacy Place on Sunday. I'll be going live from there. So if you're down there and come say hi, come meet your girl.
So I know that one's hard to read, you guys. It was really long. So
the jury has spoken.
If you need a few more minutes, I can.
Does he forget about his hostage video?
Or does he forget about the parade he was in 2 weeks ago where he said, she is free?
Right. Oh, hi, Mary.
Because, hi, Mary.
Girl.
There is another one that, I don't know if I sent this one. No, let me check. Another one that, oh yeah, here it is. Because this is what he said back in May.
Was this the St. Patrick's Day parade when he was talking shit?
No, this was at the Safe Coalition thing.
Okay.
So it says, in May, Morrissey attended a Safe Coalition fundraiser that told the Observer, Reed is guilty, and it's just that the jury hasn't figured it out yet. Well, guess what? The jury has spoken.
Keep talking shit, asshole. He, at the St. Patrick's Day parade in Southeast, someone was like, free Karen Reed. And he goes, she is.
Technically she's not if she still has to go to your courthouse every day.
Right.
Yeah, he's a douche. A douche.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other thing I wanted to go over real quick was the statement. You guys have a big decision to come up soon. And I say soon because you're going to have to get out there and kind of push it. And if I have to change my address to somewhere in Norfolk County so I can fucking vote.
Oh, I'm going to be out there. You already know.
So this is the lady who is running. I wish I could zoom it. I can't zoom it, but I can read it to you guys. This is the lady who is running for DA against him. So she says, this one is kind of long, but I'll read it for you. It says, Dear friends, yesterday a Norfolk County jury found Karen Reed not guilty for the death of John O'Keefe in a case that captured international attention. A Boston police officer's family member and friend of so many is dead. Meanwhile, the erosion of trust caused by the disastrous prosecution resulted in a crisis with an impact that extends far beyond the borders of Norfolk County. I would like to highlight a few points. 1, no experienced prosecutor would have ever charged Karen Reed with a second-degree murder in the absence of a stronger evidence about how he died and in the light of compelling evidence that Reed was too intoxicated to form or intent required to convict her of murder. Charging someone with a good faith basis to believe in the Commonwealth can meet a high standard of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. It's unethical. I have not spoken to a single current or former prosecutor who believed the evidence and supported this charge. 2, DA Morrissey's publication prior to the trial of a video in which he publicly vouched for the credibility of his police investigation, including disgraced Trooper Proctor, violated the Massachusetts state rules of professional conduct for prosecutors. This is unconscionable behavior for a district attorney, and a complaint is currently pending against him before the board of bar overseers for that conduct. 3, DA Morrissey knew and should have known that Trooper Michael Proctor's unethical and biased behavior prior to the first trial and failed to take appropriate remedial action to prevent Proctor's conduct from jeopardizing the O'Keefe's prosecution and other criminal investigations, like the murder of Anna Walsh and Cosat. Number 4.
That's so sad, yeah.
The district attorney $14 million budget after salaries leaves only $2.7 million for all operational expenses, including rent, utilities, equipment, and 144 full-time employees and direct case expenses. The district attorney has spent more than 1/3 of his operating expense budget on a special prosecutor and expert witnesses on this retrial alone, rather than reassessing the evidence for the first trial and seeking a more pragmatic outcome in line with the evidence that would be free up resources. Other cases, DA Morrissey doubled and tripled down on using every resource possible to prove that he was right rather than seeking justice. In the past year, Norfolk County has been site of alarming number of high priority cases aside from the death of John O'Keefe, the sexual exploitation of Sandra Birchmore, the murder of Anna Walsh in Cohasset, and
Cohasset.
Cohasset. Okay. I never know. You guys all say different words.
It's Cohasset, yeah.
And the recent hate-motivated attack on a kosher grocery store in Brookline. There have been 2 murder-suicides in Norfolk recently. A man in Dover who murdered his whole family when bankruptcy loomed, and another last weekend in Milton. Another man was also shot the mother of his child a few months ago in Milton. And every day, kids struggle with bullying and sexual exploitation at school. District Attorney Morrissey's exclusive focus on the prosecution of Karen Read has come to the expense of all these families and other efforts that could have been made to prevent crime in our community. So number 6, worst of all, Morrissey's decision in the Karen Read case gave John O'Keefe's family false hope about the outcome. For 3 years, the family of John O'Keefe has patiently hoped and waited for the promised outcome, riding the emotional roller coaster of every new scandal and facing conflict at the courthouse every day for months at a time, only for to have their hopes for justice dashed not once but twice, beyond grief from the death of itself. The death of itself, it's experiencing the criminal justice system causes devastating emotional harm. The job of the district attorney is to empower its victims of crime, not to make them pawns in his quest for validation. District Attorney Morrissey's conduct can only be explained by incompetence or ego, neither have a place in the district attorney's office, and it is time for Morrissey to go. Sincerely, Joanna Perkins, candidate for Norfolk County District Attorney.
Amen.
Hey, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
Hey,
I will see you.
Oh my gosh, you guys all come in and say hi. So yeah,
we got all the all-stars. Dennis, yesterday must have been amazing down at the courthouse. I saw you hugging. Oh my God, my heart was like singing for you down there. I was so excited to see you.
The only thing that was missing, and I literally just said it a few minutes ago, is one day I will get a Dennis Sweeney hug. One day.
Yeah.
I will get a Dennis Sweeney hug.
Yeah, Dennis Sweeney gives good hugs. Caden likes them. I'll be down at Legacy Place, so I'll get one on Sunday. So hopefully he's there.
Get one for me.
Yes,
so, yes. I really want one. But yeah,
so there was Milton is part of Norfolk County, and there was a guy that absolutely annihilated. I can't even say that word.
No voice.
His family.
Today. Dennis has no voice. Good thing you have.
Rest up, baby.
You don't need a voice to type with us. You can just talk all you want.
Right. My girlfriend was
my 20 is here too. My little twin.
Yes, Jen, my girly. Hank's son was online fighting with my girl.
Really?
Yeah. It went on for hours, and he was just being a keyboard warrior, and
I need to see that.
It wasn't going well for him. It was not going well for him whatsoever.
Well, we'll just say I've been having a lot of fun trolling. The antis are having a little rough of a day. Okay,
they have
already diagnosed juror number 4 from his statement. Okay.
Let's get on to that. Let's dissect the juror 4. I thought he was incredible, and he was smart, and he told it like it is, and they had common sense this time.
What I love about it is they did exactly what they were supposed to do.
They did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they came back with the right verdict, because justice was served for the first time yesterday. And that roar outside the courtroom when the third one was electrifying, I could feel it from here. It was
Girl.
wild. It was wild. It was so good.
I had to watch that so many times, and I told my husband, I'm like, I don't know why I'm still crying. How can I live in Florida? Like, I'm so far away, but I'm so emotionally connected to all of you guys and to Karen. And I may never have spoken to her or anything like that, but I just feel like
Me either. Listen,
like
we do what's right. Okay. We do what's right. Me and you specifically, and everyone else on this channel that moved over, we see what's right and you do what's right. And whether I know Karen or not, that doesn't matter. That girl was being railroaded.
I feel like she's my
by
cousin.
Fucking bullies. Yeah.
I feel like I was watching.
I don't have to know her. Yeah.
But one thing that I like about him before I share his story is he stated that I'm originally from Florida. I live in Florida.
Yeah, my girl Tar here, who's been following it she lives in Alabama.
If you guys, my Sherry, how are you?
Hi Sherry, it's good to see you.
Earlier, she was like, "I'm so excited for you guys to come on tonight." I'm like, "Yay!" I feel like I'm connected to all the boots on the ground people because we've watched them every morning and spent time with them every morning, and I just, I love them so much, and I mean, I love everybody that's in our chat, and if you watch the reaction video that Amy played, I was like.
It was so good.
I didn't know you were going to report that, but okay.
Yo, I had a headache all night from my blood pressure. I was going wild. I had a headache.
I was crying before it was announced. And then I just started bawling when it was announced.
I felt like it was like a family member.
Yeah.
It
did. It did.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. You start playing up.
Okay. So I'm going to go start it. Mary said she screamed so loud once and said not guilty. I'm surprised. Well, in our little reaction video, because we were all on the screen, so all of the 5 of us that started this channel together, Mark Cunningham, what's up, little bro? So the 5 of us that came here and did this on our own, which would be Amy, myself, Mark, Kim, or another dog mom, and Nikki. We wanted to make sure that all of us were together on the screen. And then we had Kevin from South Boston, which if you guys don't know, he came out with his real name yesterday. We fucking did it, dude. We did. I feel like we all did. I just hate heat. That's all. So I'm going to go ahead and play this one. Oh, he was talking about how he tried Florida, but he needed change of seasons. Yeah, we have 2, summer and hurricane. That's it. All right. So it's 11 minutes, but it's really good.
Yeah. Jason, the jury found Karen Read not guilty on murder and manslaughter.
This is juror number 4.
Because they had reasonable doubt or because they thought she was innocent?
So I think for the jurors, there's a mix of some people think that she was definitely innocent, and the other people, there was a lot of reasonable doubt, at least to where we didn't want to convict her.
That's really interesting. So could you give me a breakdown there? Roughly what percentage of the jury felt she was innocent?
I mean, I can only speak for myself. I think that she was innocent. It's hard to tell exactly what people think deep down. There was a lot of things thrown at us, of evidence. So it's hard to tell what truly.
So you say in your head she was innocent. Does that mean you think she was framed by people inside that house?
It doesn't necessarily mean that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to John. Really, I was only presented a limited scope of what happened at the night, and I could only base my opinion off of the evidence that was shown in the courtroom. So I don't really know if there was a cover-up or not. I know
Great
that's the
answers.
big conspiracy around it, but I don't really know. All I know is that there was a lot of holes in the investigation. Whether they were deliberate holes or not deliberate holes, it's kind of hard from me sitting back to know that, you know, what actually happened.
So what was the feeling of the jury? Because Alan Jackson and the other lawyers raised the issue that she was framed by cops and that they would have turned that house upside down if they really wanted to do an honest investigation, and that he was not hit by a car. He was attacked in that house, bitten by a dog, and then put outside to frame her. Did people on the jury, or some of them, buy that argument?
I think some of them bought that argument. It's just hard to tell, though, because whether or not we think that there was malicious intent, we were only presented with the facts that they didn't go into the house. So, you know, there's an example of reasonable doubt. So, like, there's other examples of reasonable doubt. So even if you want to completely buy into the theory or not, that wasn't what we were tasked with. We were tasked with finding, convicting, or, you know, deciding on this person's fate based on the proof and the evidence that the Commonwealth was able to present. And, you know, there was a lot of holes in the investigation.
All right. So I want to say this jury was by far mind-blowing to me. The fact that they did it, they knew what they were tasked with, they took it seriously. That's the only reason it took so long, is they had someone's life in their hands and they knew it. So they wanted to be sure. So
I love how they said the reasonable doubt thing, because remember the first trial we were like, there wasn't enough reasonable doubt in the closings, and like because they were trying to, you know, because we all think what the defense thought the first time, but the jury that doesn't necessarily know all the details, it was hard to wrap your mind around the conspiracy. But for them to talk about the reasonable doubt and them to consider that was fucking masterful. I think AJ did a great job in the beginning and the end.
my Heather,
Hi, Heather.
Dropped off yesterday and left us crying on the stage by ourselves.
I know she was up with us all. Yeah, we're gonna do the Howie Carr interview next.
He did this today with TMZ, and it was it's just a short interview with TMZ. But I will tell you that Aiden has talked to three jurors already.
He has,
so he will be getting hopefully them on.
Dennis, preach.
Dennis, AJ speaks about this a lot. So when we it'll be just a few minutes and we'll watch AJ's.
Hi, Clark. Good to see you, baby.
You went many steps beyond that, because you say, in your view, she was innocent. What compels you to think that?
Well, one thing that I think that compels me is we did a lot of review of the tapes, and it seemed to me that the videos that we could see from the car after the alleged incident happened, that when we could see the taillight, it was lit up red where it shouldn't just have been red.
Diffuser.
So that leaves to me a conclusion of, well, how come it's red in this video after the alleged, collision happened, and then it's not, it doesn't have any red pieces where it should be red.
So in other words, you do not believe that SUV made contact with John O'Keefe?
I don't believe that SUV collided with John O'Keefe.
What was the initial vote with the jury when you first took your vote?
We didn't do an initial straw poll. The judge recommended to us in the courtroom that is not a good way to do it. We broke down, what we did is we broke down each charge, and we went from top to bottom and discussed everything thoroughly, and did our best to do right by the Karen Read and the Commonwealth.
Was there a division initially?
Yeah, there was a division. But that's what we're there to deliberate and talk about all the evidence. There was 2 months of us sitting there, them throwing all this information at us absorbing the information, going home, thinking about it, reviewing it in our heads, not, And we get to the deliberations, and now we have an opportunity to discuss. Some people went into the deliberations and they were still unsure after two months, and that makes sense because there was a lot of things going on. There's a lot of information. How much can you weigh one thing or another thing over, Yeah.
What about jurors who felt initially she was guilty? Were there any of them?
Yeah, there were a few jurors that think that had thought that initially when they went into the deliberations, that was their standpoint, and that's what we were there to do, to talk through all that and bring up every single piece of evidence. Is there an angle of reasonable doubt to where we're not really sure? Like, are you really sure? Are you 100% or are you 99.9%? If you're that 99%, we can't convict you.
AJ,
What brought the ones who felt she was guilty
Help in the
over to
mind.
not guilty side? Was there anything in particular that seemed to resonate with them?
It's hard to tell from my position. You'd have to ask them about it. But in my opinion, I think it was just due to the poor investigation. There's just too many holes. And, it's hard
Too
to
many
prove
holes.
that the collision happened. So if there's reasonable doubt that happened or that there may have been foul play, if there's room for that, then it's hard to come to a guilty verdict.
What happened when the jury initially said they had a verdict and then said, oops, no, we don't?
This was
And then
interesting.
15 minutes later, they said, oh, we do. What happened there?
So that actually is kind of interesting. So the envelope, it was sealed and it's locked away. It'll never be looked at. But on everything on that initial slip was the same as the slip that was presented.
But why did they pull it back?
The pulling the back was for the OUI charge.
There was driving under the influence, essentially.
Yeah.
Drunk driving.
Yes, driving under the influence.
I think
We
they were gonna put it on everything.
In our deliberations, we had decided there was enough evidence and proof that she was driving under the influence. And
So, how did the defense do? How did the lawyers do, in your view? Her lawyers.
For her lawyers specifically, I think they all did. I think that all the lawyers on both sides did a really good job. They presented their case as well.
The police, you
Liar.
say the investigation was poor. The defense said it was more than poor. It was corrupt, and they pointed to the lead detective who had been fired, didn't testify in your trial. Did that have an impact? And did you think it was a corrupt police investigation?
Do I think it was a corrupt police investigation? I don't know.
Time out.
There's no way for me.
Hey, Wayne told us that Proctor is going to be on Dateline tonight, so he's doing his rounds. Last night was Dateline. Last night was 2020, and tonight at 9 he is going to be on Dateline. So watch out for that, people.
I have to watch them the next day because I don't get them.
I'm on
live.
Hulu. Yeah, same. But if you have that channel, he'll be on tonight. And if not, if you have Hulu or whatever, you can watch it tomorrow. He'll be on Dateline tonight. So just so you guys.
I believe Turtle Boy is doing he's doing a live.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. His live's gonna be lit tonight. I cannot wait.
Oh, who's here? Who's here?
Yeah, Maddie.
Do we know you?
You should know me.
Maddie Mo, what's up, baby?
Hi,
Maddie motherfucking Mo.
It's Maddie motherfucking Mo. Hi.
Hi.
How
Hey,
are
guess
you?
what? I think I'm picking up a new truck next week.
Woo!
It is so sexy. It is so sexy. I think I'm gonna put my penis in the tailpipe.
We were trying to behave tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thursday night, Kevin.
I'm sorry. I'll be on my back.
Right.
No. You're
I'm
good.
sorry.
You're good. Is it the truck that you showed me? It's wicked nice.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't
Very nice.
apologize because it was just because
Sorry.
Wayne said
No,
you guys.
no. You're good. You're good.
not
Babe. You're good.
So-
Listen, this channel's not for children, so we're ratchet here. This is not for the
Get up,
sensitive.
baby.
All right. Can I just tell you how much I fucking love this guy on the screen right now? Like,
Dude,
he is a whole vibe by himself.
a whole vibe. A whole vibe.
A whole
If he's
motherfucking
single,
vibe.
give him my number. No.
No shit. Give
All
him
right.
my number at this point in time.
Yeah, he's willing to fuck tailpipes. So I mean,
I'll,
right.
Well, I will say that they're trying to diagnose him on, because the antis are coping. So they're trying to diagnose him. And someone was like, must have autism. And I was like, you
What?
sound like, yeah. I said, you write that like you sounds like a bad thing. Guess what? Autism's a fucking superpower, bitch.
yeah,
it is a
but yeah,
superpower.
autism is a superpower because those motherfuckers are like Rain Man. They're smart as
No,
shit.
100%. And listen, all it is a neurodivergence. And if you have ADHD or anything, they're cousins. So keep talking
Yeah.
shit about autistics. Keep talking
Yeah,
shit because half y'all are fucking ADHD.
And you know what they say about sleep, right? Sleep is a cousin of death. So don't sleep on them autistic kids.
Right. No, stop talking about autistics. And he's not autistic. He's just assertive. He knows
Yeah.
what he fucking wants and he goes and gets it. And he fucking wasn't scared of nobody. And he fucking came on fucking TMZ and he spoke his truth. And just because the antis don't like what he has to say doesn't make it wrong.
Well, because yesterday when they were
Stop
waiting,
calling him names.
the day before and yesterday when they were waiting, they were saying, oh, well, there's a plant. 3 Karen Reed plants are on the jury. And I'm like, okay, you guys, just because they have questions you don't like doesn't mean.
Oh my
And
God.
we still didn't know the answer. So
I'll sleep when I'm dead. Amen.
So can I tell you? Can I tell you? My favorite video on the internet yesterday was when Kim Fair was driving home and she was crying.
with no tears.
Oh my
With
God!
no
That literally made my day.
She had
Dude,
no
she was
tears.
Amber Herding. She was Amber Herding on
Yeah.
in traffic. What are you doing?
Her dog stepped on a bee. Okay, that's it. There were no tears coming out of her eyes.
Like
She was like, I feel so
listen, Kim
bad for
Fair.
your Kim family.
Yeah,
Listen,
Jen,
Kim
it was
Fair.
jury tampering. Like, fuck out my
Yeah.
face with that.
Yeah.
Fuck out my face.
Listen, Kim Fair, do me a favor, Kim Fair. Go take out your fucking false teeth and go stand behind a dumpster and suck hobo cock for empty cans of Natty Ice, you bitch. Fuck you.
Hey,
It is
Matt,
Friday night.
Maddie, can you tell me how you really feel? Because I didn't get that. I thought that was a little.
I hate Gumby. Fuck her. Fuck her twice.
I mean, listen, they
Fuck her.
came after really good people of this movement and said ratchet, horrible things about people. Like, fuck them.
Ugh.
You know what I mean?
Ugh.
Fuck them.
Well, and I've been
Dummies for
playing a little video I've been playing on X on people's posts. I put it on Kate's post. Keep saying Karen was a killer because she was found not guilty.
Dude,
and
she'll come over for
every
defamation.
one of your asses. And I
Mhm.
hope to God she goes after Krusty.
She'll
Manning.
come for defamation. Yep. And I hope she does. Like, keep talking shit. Even with Aiden, like, you know, they keep coming after Aiden, and he'll fucking have their asses too. So there's that. Antis.
Heather, we don't
all
have
right.
a line of decency. Where did it go?
No, listen. There are no lines. We're all habitual line steppers. all
like
of us.
We're not allowed to go across this line. Oh no, watch me go across that line. I'm gonna go.
We are all habitual. Yeah. All right. Let's
So-
finish the
So
jury.
you guys should change your intro music to the Heine Kamosi song. Here comes the hot stepper.
Well, I'm
I love
working on
that
it. I'm
song.
working on a new song for us so that we can change it because can't have free Karen Reed and all of it. But
Yeah, I feel bad for
I'm gonna
John.
miss
Cena,
our
too.
song. I do.
I feel
John,
bad.
All right, back to juror number 4.
Juror number
All
4,
right,
baby.
mute yourself, bitch. All right.
Me to know. I wasn't there. There was just there was holes in the case that left for reasonable doubt. I think they could have checked some boxes or done some things differently. But do I know that they were corrupt? Absolutely not. I don't know that there was any corruption going on. But do I know that there wasn't enough proof or evidence secured by the police to convict Karen Reed? Absolutely not. There there was not.
Fair to say that your view was that her SUV did not make contact with O'Keefe, therefore she did not kill him, but you don't know how he died.
I would say that's fair to say. I don't know how John O'Keefe died, and I do not believe that there was a collision between the SUV and John O'Keefe.
Jason, really appreciate the time. I do want to ask one other thing. Did all of the hoopla around the case, the people outside, did it give you comfort in reaching a verdict like this, that you saw there was a community behind your point of view, or was it irrelevant?
Honestly, that made the pressure a lot harder, and it did not give me comfort. It made it a lot harder to block out everything and come to a decision.
Why did it make it harder?
It made it harder because all of the eyes are on us. We were told we're the most important people in the courtroom, and they keep us away from the crowds of people in the front of the courthouse, but we do see them, and I don't think that having all those people swayed me to go either way. We were only tasked with looking at the evidence. We were 12 jurors. We had to back up how we felt in this for our decision, and we couldn't let any outside factors, her punishment. We couldn't factor any of that. We had to look at the evidence that was presented to us, absorb it, really understand it, and see if there's any reasonable doubt. And there was.
Jason, thank you so much for spending some time and breaking this down. Appreciate it.
So
Amen.
I think the jury did what they were supposed to do. And I think that people
hold on, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm seeing something in chat. Was John Paul Sr. there at the yesterday? Because I don't think he was the last.
I don't remember if he was or not. But you know what? All I gotta say is the jury. That's what they were there to do. They were there to do a job, and they did a job, and they did it well. And
yeah, amen. And they came back the right way.
Did you see him leave, Heather? Because I didn't see him. I was so focused on Jim, and I was like, "Get that damn thing read."
Yeah.
So,
that's right.
did you guys see how pissed Auntie Bev was when she fucking read the fucking verdict slip before she handed it to Jim?
Yeah.
when she flipped the second page and then flipped it back, and I was like,
Cheryl, be safe. Cheryl, be safe. She's driving.
Bye, Cheryl.
Up her mouth like a fucking booty hole.
Like a glazed donut?
Like a glazed donut.
Like a glazed donut.
That was nice.
Did you find the Howie Carr interview yet or no?
Oh, wait. If someone has it, can they send it to one of us? If you have anyone on social media, send it. Because I couldn't find it.
I'll look.
It's on X.
Yeah. I just gotta log in.
Hold on. I gotta go. You guys, I'll be right back.
All right. BRB.
So, Kelly, what's up? How was your day today? How was your first day decompressing from No Karen Reed? I'll admit, like, I kind of felt like a little bit like I was detoxing. I
had an emotional hangover.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know what to
like,
do.
My body, I was like, I'm going to go live at 10 and stream some court. My body was like, no, the fuck you're not.
Hold out, motherfucker.
I was like,
I was at work today, like, shit. I was at work today, like, shit, I know we're closing, and I don't got shit to do, so I normally watch the Karen Reed trial. And now I can't even watch the Karen Reed trial, so what the fuck am I going to do with myself? I had no idea what I was going to do with myself, so I had to figure out something. So I left an hour and a half early today, and I went, and I looked at a truck, and I think I bought a new car. So,
what kind of truck? Why I'm looking?
2017 Ford F-150. It's a Tennessee car. So there's no rust, there's no rot, there's no nothing. It's beautiful.
Nice.
It's a typical white boy car. So
nice.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I sent Amy a picture and she was like, "Fuck yeah!" I'll send you the picture too.
Yeah, send it to my text.
I got this ugly. I got this ugly green Jeep right now. See it?
I like your green Jeep though.
Yeah, I know, but I stick out like a fucking boner in gray sweatpants, so it's not fun.
And that changes with what?
Everybody knows where I am, when I'm coming, when I'm going. It's nuts. I don't want it. I don't want to stick out like that anymore. So I'm gonna buy a black pickup truck.
It's a typical I have a small penis truck.
You are officially off the fucking team. Off the fucking team.
That's funny as shit.
Oh my god, no, it's wicked sexy. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. It's lifted.
Hold on. I just got a call from Maury Povich. He said the lie detector determined that was a lie.
I cannot confirm or deny. I don't know.
Listen, I'm not lurking in trees for coffee, so.
My BFF has the same color. I hate it. What? Oh, the Jeep? This Jeep is nice. You just need something new, I think. This Jeep's nice. He almost broke it the other day.
Weak sauce. Heather Taylor, why weak sauce? Explain yourself. Yeah, she said weak sauce. What's the matter?
Yeah, see, Mark has your back. Did you expect anything less? You're the one. I know. I can't wait to squeeze you, Casey. Casey's going to be down at Legacy Place as well, so you can give Casey.
I have one request. Photoshop me in some of the pictures so it looks like I'm there. Okay.
I'll send you pictures and you can Photoshop them because you know I'm not creative at all.
Okay, so here is the Alan Jackson interview, and they already have it clipped, so I don't have to worry about it.
I know you can just kidding.
Oh, here we are, kids.
Just about 23 hours ago, Karen Read was acquitted of all the major charges, found not guilty of murder, not guilty of manslaughter, etc. And it is a pleasure to be joined this afternoon by her attorney, Alan Jackson, who did such a fantastic job in the trial, both trials actually. Alan Jackson, thank you so much for being with us here on the Howie Carr Show.
It's my pleasure, Howie. Thanks for having me.
So did you ever, were you ever in any doubt, or how much doubt were you in as to whether or not you could get a fair trial in Norfolk County the second time around?
Oh, I had, how much doubt was I? I was in enormous doubt. I mean, I never doubted the evidence. I never doubted her innocence. I never doubted Karen's, the just result should be that Karen walks out of that courtroom in the front door, through the front door, not the back. But did I doubt whether or not I could get a fair trial? About every single minute of every single day. Yeah. I doubted it significantly. I think we may be the only duo, lawyer and client, who has gotten back-to-back acquittals on murder charges. I mean, we got back-to-back acquittals. When has that ever happened?
Double jeopardy. And I thought you were going for triple jeopardy yesterday when they brought back they said, oh, we don't have a verdict after all. I mean, you're going into the record books. You got two murder acquittals here in a row.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever meet another lawyer who can claim that. Yeah, this team has gone through the gauntlet.
What was it like having basically the judge tied your hands, the defense's hands behind your backs, didn't she? What was that? What was that like?
Things, it was difficult. I mean, that was the challenge, right? So Hank Brennan came on as this, sort of self-proclaimed stalwart of justice. We're going to make sure that Karen Read gets a fair trial. That was just lip service. It was anything but that. The Commonwealth had a theme and a theory going into this case that they did not want the jurors, in my view, they did not want the jurors to actually hear the evidence. They had no interest in having the jurors presented with the truth and the evidence on both sides, even playing field. Everything they did strategically was to try to hide evidence, try to hide witnesses, try to hide experts from the jurors. They filed motion after motion after motion. And well, that's one thing. I mean, I can handle a prosecutor. I can beat most prosecutors with my hands tied behind my back. I know evidence very, very, very well. The problem is when the judge is on the Commonwealth side and tends to lean toward the Commonwealth, that makes life very difficult. And I've got example after example after example of the Judge Cannoni making very bizarre rulings that just did benefit the Commonwealth over the defense. And they're myriad.
Yeah, we would get people would be texting in and say, why doesn't Jackson object to this or that? And I said, after he's been overruled, his objection's been overruled about 1 million times in a row. I mean, he's just pissing off the jury if he keeps objecting because he knows what's going to happen, right?
So the court is a theater, right? There is a theater to courtroom advocacy. And part of it is playing to the audience. And the audience is not the public at large. The audience is not the bloggers. The audience is 12 folks, or in this case, 18 folks sitting in a jury box. I had to play the odds. There was a witness I took, Howie. This is still just shocking to me. There was a witness that I took on direct examination. It's direct. And it's an expert. And just allowed to lead experts. In every state in the union, you can have moments where you lead experts. Every question I asked was objected to by Hank Brennan, and 100% of his objections were sustained. I've never seen that in 30 years of practice. Literally, I think it was 49 objections and 49 sustained objections by Hank Brennan and the judge. Talk about trying to keep the information from the jurors. It's not like I was abusing my position trying to get information in that was not relevant. I just had to ask the question 17 different times in 5 different directions to get the information in front of the jury. I've never had a situation where the judge sustained every single objection by the prosecution. That's never happened. Statistically, it's impossible.
How about the fact when Brennan would kind of drift off and you would ask a tough question and she would ask Brennan, objection, counselor? I've never seen that in court. Have you?
No, never. It certainly seemed like the Judge Cannoni had an idea of what she thought should be presented to the jury and how she thought it should be presented to the jury instead of just being, calling the balls and strikes. That's what she's there for. Her job is very, very, it's simple. She is a gatekeeper of the evidence, for sure. Absolutely. So you don't want to allow abuses on either side to occur in your courtroom, but you allow the lawyers to try the cases. You allow the lawyers to direct examine the witnesses or cross-examine the witnesses. You allow the evidence to come in before the jury because ultimately the jury is the trier of fact, not the judge. The most important folks in the room are the jurors. So it struck me after a while, and it struck me in trial number 1. She did the same thing. It was just, in my view, abusive of the process, not allowing the system to just work. Let the witnesses testify, let the evidence come in, and let the jurors weigh the evidence, and then let the advocates argue about the weight of the evidence. That's a trial in and of itself. It's not difficult.
What would if you could speak directly to Judge Cannone, what would you say to her in criticism or of what she did?
I love that.
Well, I have to be careful. I am an officer of the court in every jurisdiction in which I'm pro hoc, and I can imagine I may be back here in Massachusetts again. I doubt I'll be in front of Judge Cannoni, but my suggestion would be just do better. Don't try to put your thumb on the scale. No judge should ever try to put your thumb on the scale. Let the evidence get before the trier of fact in a fair and, above all else.
Okay, so he just said,
do better. Do better.
Said, I have to be careful because I might be back in Massachusetts again, not in front of Judge Cannoni. Who thinks he's coming back for the civil case?
He's on a civil attorney.
He doesn't have
a civil case.
He's not coming back for the civil case. She already has an attorney for that.
But I'm thinking maybe he's going to help because he has all the evidence to explain to the civil trials. attorneys?
He's a criminal. He could be picking up other. I think he wants to save his pro hoc vice just in case he gets another large case in Massachusetts, is what I'm guessing, because he's not a civil attorney. Alessi is. Although Alessi is, and he came in as a criminal because he's like with experts. Who knows? I don't know. I think
he does a lot of energy savings at Energy Court.
Right.
I read his memo to Steve.
An impartial way. I did not feel this was an impartial judge. I just didn't, and I don't think anybody who's watching would argue with that.
What about the district attorney, Michael Morrissey, who got 3,000 pages of evidence from the FBI, pretty much conclusively proving that your client did not strike John O'Keefe, and yet he went out and spent close to $500,000 to hire his own experts? What would you say to Michael Morrissey, the district attorney?
For Michael Morrissey, I have a lot more to say than I have to say to Judge Cannone. For Michael Morrissey, the overall arching comment is do better. Do better, sir. You are in the job of seeking justice. You're not in the job of winning cases. And that's what it seemed like he was doing. Not seemed like. That's all he was doing. And that's what Hank Brennan was doing. And that's what Laura McLaughlin was doing, who was writing all the papers, the abusive process, trying to keep all of our witnesses out of the courtroom. Literally, they spent hundreds and hundreds of hours filing motions, trying to keep our witnesses away from the jurors. Ultimately, we were able to overcome it, but it was not easy, Howie. I got to tell you, this is one of the most challenging. This is the most challenging case I've ever tried in my life, and we didn't win because of the process. We won despite the process that was put in place in that Dedham courtroom. It was a travesty, in my view, an absolute travesty.
What was the worst thing that they kept out? The butt dials, the FBI, the solicitation of a bribe?
You just hit the nail right on the head. The FBI. How can you possibly defraud a jury by saying, okay, defense, you're not allowed to mention the fact that ARCA was hired by an independent agency, the FBI and the Department of Justice, the DOJ, and at the same time allow the prosecution to get up and cross-examine the very witnesses that were hired by the FBI and call them your employers. Are you kidding? That was not a mistake. Hank Brennan did that absolutely on purpose, and he did it because he knew he was going to get a very favorable call by the judge. We objected over and over. We said he opened the door. This is perpetrating a fraud on the jury. This was not their employer. Nowhere close to being their employer. These witnesses' employer is ARCA. Yet when we went to sidebar, nope, you can't mention the FBI. And the Commonwealth was still able to perpetrate this just abject fraud on the jury. Now, thank God the jurors were smart enough that they did not allow that to affect their ultimate judgment. But that's the kind of abuse that should not ever happen in an American courtroom.
Did you think that Brennan was going to seek jail time for the drunk driving? No, I didn't. I told Karen going into the verdict watch, if you will, I sort of have the sound of the Jeopardy theme in my head when I go into verdict watch. It's brutal. It's friggin' brutal. But no, I told her over and over, look, there is a very good possibility that there's going to be an OUI conviction. Very good possibility. And that was in some respects, that was by design, and I can explain that at a later time. But there was, in my view, no way that Judge Cannone could actually impose some sort of draconian jail time. Nobody gets jail time in Massachusetts for first-time DUI with a perfect driving record. And that's exactly how Karen came to, she's not allowed under Massachusetts statute. She is not allowed to consider acquitted charges. And I knew in my heart of hearts, I knew we were going to acquit her of everything having to do with striking John O'Keefe with an SUV. It just didn't happen. And there's no way they could prove it happened. So she was going to be standing before the judge.
Hi, Kevin. Good to see you, baby.
With a very clean record, first-time DUI, with no real information, true information about her BAC at the time of the driving. So I was not concerned that she was going to go to jail. Karen was very concerned, obviously. Anybody who's in that position thinks the the guillotine is hanging over their head. Obviously, she's
Right.
concerned, but I wasn't. And good for Hank for not seeking it, and good for Judge Cannoni for not making it an issue of it. She was given the lowest level program that everybody gets for a first-time DUI, and that's exactly what should have happened.
Is the
just.
Is the FBI going to get involved in this, do you think?
I wish they would. I thought it was sort of a sad day for the justice system when it was announced in court that, and Mr. Brennan took great pleasure in announcing in court that the FBI investigation was quote unquote closed. I've never heard of that, Howie. In part, and keep in mind, I don't know if your listeners know it, but I was a prosecutor for 18 years before I ever represented a defendant, and I did it at some of the highest levels. I've never heard of an investigative agency announcing to the targets the investigation is closed. That has never happened. So I still have questions about that, but it is what it is. Mr. Brennan announced it in court. I took him at his word. It was to me, it was a punt on the part of the FBI. I think there's plenty of information for them, plenty of evidence for them to investigate, and I think they should. And I think that if they're doing their job, they should look real close into
Maddie, go out and back in.
Of the Massachusetts State Police, a culture that can foster somebody as dangerous as Michael Proctor and his
A cancer. I remember that's a memorable line in your opening statement. I remember that. Well, I want to play you one cut before I let you go here from Michael Proctor. What did you make of that? Have you watched that yet?
I haven't. I couldn't. I was in a celebratory mood yesterday, so I couldn't bring myself to watch Michael Proctor do anything. I suppose I'll have to do it now. You've shamed me into it. I gotta watch it.
I got to play you one cut though.
I will.
I got to play you one cut as he goes over his investigative chops here. Cut 9.
Sure.
Is there any part of the actual investigation that you would do over?
Because it's blowing up into this crazy so-called conspiracy, maybe I could have avoided it by, looking at other people's cars just to say we did it. There's some witnesses maybe we could have interviewed a little sooner. But overall, myself and every detective in that office worked this case like we always do. So I wouldn't change anything.
Nothing.
No.
Bullshit.
We work this case just like we always do. Alan Jackson.
That is the scariest phrase I think I've ever heard from a detective. Given what we now know about how this case was investigated and not investigated, for him to literally say on national TV, nah, not so much. I would work this case just the same way I'd work every other case, just like I do every other case. Every other defendant, every other defense attorney who has represented a defendant in which Michael Proctor has touched a piece of evidence should be clamoring for some sort of habeas corpus, some sort of retrial, some sort of redo, if you will, in Massachusetts. He is a disaster in terms of an investigator, an absolute abject disaster. For him to say, maybe I should have looked at another car, maybe I should have interviewed a couple of witnesses. Are you kidding? He acts like it's an afterthought. That is your job, sir. Do your job. Do your duty.
That's your job, sir.
An objective finder of fact. And then present those facts to a prosecutor who then presents those facts to a jury. None of that happened. None of what I just described happened. And that is day one in law school. That's day one. You learn that.
How's Karen Reed doing right now?
Phenomenal. She is the toughest woman I know. She has a steel spine. She's got no quit. She's never given up. I think, we're all in a position right now. We've lived in the pressure cooker of the last 3 years of this onerous draconian system that's tried to break her and beat her down. And we've all sort of been through it. Nobody as much as she has. And I think she's just processing what it feels like to be, a truly free woman. She's buoyed by the tens of thousands, millions of supporters who have raised their voices in defense of her, and that's where she gives the credit. Look, we all worked really hard, including her. By the way, she's the unsung hero of the defense team. She's as good a lawyer as I've ever seen, and I've seen some damn good lawyers. She's as good as I've ever seen strategically, attention to detail, finding the evidence, finding the details, and exploiting those details and exploring those details in a courtroom. She's as good as it gets. But I think now she wants to take a beat, take a breath.
He
She never wanted to be a lawyer. She never wanted to be in this position.
She said that he said she was the unsung hero of the defense team.
Yeah, I mean, she was all up in her defense. She knows this case as well as Alan Jackson does. I mean, she was working. She was at the Omni with them at the hotel preparing, and you saw her, like, she was correcting them, as not correcting them, but helping them as they're doing their directs and their cross examinations and everything. Like, she was on it. She's a PhD. Put some respect on her name. She is Dr. Reed. She's a PhD, people.
I was impressed.
Put some respect on her name, Antis. It's Dr. Reed.
We were going to watch Mr. Reed's interview, but it's a little long.
Yeah.
And I have to go here in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Hi, Liam. And
Hey, Liam.
so basically,
He's like, Mom, hurry up.
they're going to the bathroom, in our bathroom. But it said, Kelly said Karen would make her go buy new printers and shit if they were too slow. That's funny. But yeah, so
My kind of girl.
She was an intricate part of her own defense team. Yeah. She knew everything that was happening. I don't think there's any, personally, I don't think that there is knick-knack. What's wrong, baby? I don't think that
Hi, Joe Biffle. Let's go this.
I don't think
Biffle. It's good to see you, baby.
Yeah, because this one's pretty much over. I don't think that there's any person. I honestly don't think there was any. I can't remember, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but personally, what trial have you watched that there's been that many people outside?
Never. Listen, I will say I've been following the Puff Daddy shit, and he's trying to have like a free Karen Reed movement, but the guy, call a fucking spade a spade. He's talking about paying people, and there's people with like free Diddy shirts on and shit, like they're wreaking havoc in New York City. But I've never we've said it. I've watched hundreds of fucking trials, and I've never seen anything like this. Hi, Maddie.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Before we go, I wanted to watch this. This is on Justice Served TV, but it's when they announce the verdict. And then there's a couple people I'll go forward and show you guys too.
Are you going to play what I sent you today too?
What'd you send?
I think I sent it to Kelly. Kelly, did I send it? Yeah, I sent it in the chat.
Earlier today. What is it?
It was like a montage of like Karen Reed and shit, and like it was like just the music is just like the saddest thing in the entire world. Like it makes you feel like all the emotions of the case and shit. It makes you feel sad, but
it hits you in the feels.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, you kidding me? Absolutely.
Like, give me the link. I did earlier when you asked for it.
It's like way this morning. Hold on, I'll try to find it.
Yeah, I sent it to you guys.
I'm gonna play this while she looks for it.
That's fine.
This is great.
Karen Reed! Free 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 Karen Reed! Free
Absolutely incredible.
I want to go out and see it. It's just the feeling, hearing that in the courtroom without, it's like,
Nikki,
they're booing at the pizza.
They're booing John DePietro.
Yeah. They're booing at the
I know.
pizza. And listen. Wait for it.
Turtle Boy comes out next.
Turtle Boy came out at the same time. Did you hear it?
No, he came out like right after. No, we couldn't hear it.
yeah.
So they are booing at they're booing at Petro. Oopsie. They're booing at
I'm trying
Petro,
to,
and at the same time,
mute
Turtle
Nikki.
Boy comes out. And you can hear them go from boos to cheers, and it's the most amazing sound. Watch.
Yeah. It's so good.
Here comes your Turtle Boy.
Hey Kelly, I got a video of somebody grabbing that from across the street.
What?
On my face, I got a video of that. I retweeted, or did I put it on my Facebook? I forget. I got a video of that. It was somebody across the street, and it was such a fantastic view. They got it. They got everything. I'll send it to you tonight, and you can play it again the next time that that you're on or that we're on.
We can also add it as a post on our page.
Yeah, it's such a better view this time.
You can make it a short.
We can make it a short, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Nick
it's such a better view than that one.
Then there's the last little part that I wanted to show you guys.
Kevin, people want to know what your ex is. Why do I keep calling you Kevin? Matt, people want to know what your ex is.
People want to know what?
What your ex name is. What's your handle?
What is it? It's either Matty Mo 508 or Matty Mo 617. I forget. 508 is my area code. 617 is my birthday.
Maddie, I'm heading
What's
to
up?
Revere like right now. Are you close to Revere?
Kid, I was actually just in Topsfield by Andover.
Oh yeah.
I'm now in
I'm heading to
Oxford.
Revere,
Going to
so
grab a
I
beer.
just canceled that again.
Let me
I'm on my way to Oxford.
Real quick.
On my way to Oxford to go grab a beer with my buddy.
So let me play this real quick part, and then my mom said my mom told me I have to get going, but I have to get going shortly. So you guys can stay on, but I have to go. So
Well, I have to go in like 6 minutes because I'll be at the bar in 6 minutes.
Yeah, I gotta go. All right, guys.
Karen, family, and Nick.
Bye, love you all.
Bye.
Love you.
Who's leaving? Who's leaving?
I am.
All right, Nick Nack Paddywhack.
Joe Biffle, I love you. I love you forever.
I gotta fucking piss like a Clydesdale. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I have no words. I have no words. I got it. Just probation. See, she was framed, and they tried to take her life away, but she fought for 3 years.
3.5.
Fuck you, Commonwealth. He's over there. On the other side. Your jacket.
Fucking Esty coming through.
It's gonna get brutal.
Morrissey resign! Morrissey resign! Morrissey resign!
Give me your feelings, thoughts.
I'm just like overwhelmed right now. I'm so happy for Karen and her family, of course, and just what this also means for Aiden and just validating everything he's done in the last 2.5 years that I've kind of been along for the ride. And it's just seeing the mental toll it takes on Karen and him. It's just, it's sad because it's not really a resolution yet with getting justice for John O'Keefe, but in the meantime, at least, it's just feels like some sort of closure.
Nice that you mentioned that because that's lost in all of this, right? There's still no justice for him or that family.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can only hold hope out that now that Karen is free and Aiden hopefully soon to follow, they can help bring the real people who did this to justice someday.
I don't know what that says.
Is that, are they saying Buchanan needs to go?
I think so.
Can you imagine Buchanan leaving that courthouse yesterday?
It's John DePietro, what?
He walked out the back door.
How you doing, John? Michael Bryant,
Watch
Justice
him.
Serve TV. Linda Kenny Bodden, my streaming partner, says hi.
Yes, tell her I said hello. Ask her when Proctor's testifying.
Who says that?
John DePietro.
Who said ask her when Proctor's testifying after the whole court case is over? Like, really?
Yeah, he's such a raunchy piece of shit. Like, John DePietro looks like he smells like pee. Fuck him. Fuck that guy.
Did I bother you one more time, brother?
Totally.
Of course.
Smells like cat piss.
So, I guess that went all right.
Yeah, hold on one sec. Okay, I just got to keep an eye out for when she comes out. But you know, that one is amazing, Mike. That was absolutely amazing. I'm overcome with emotion. I've been wondering what this would look like for so long, and it's more amazing than I ever could have imagined what I'm seeing right now. I could hear the crowds explode up in the courtroom. It was surreal, man. It was freaking surreal when I heard it. And I knew that they were going to acquit her when they clocked in, and I saw juror number 4 and juror number 16 had huge smiles on their faces. I didn't even have time to tweet it out because the verdict came back so fast.
I'm going to let you enjoy this, man. We'll be in touch.
Amazing to me. That is so
All right, guys. We've been on for like an hour and a half.
All right, so what I want to show you, one last thing before we go, we had all planned. We've all seen Karen come out, but I wanted to show you this last couple pictures that that were posted, and then we're gonna go.
Amy, I love the hair.
Thanks, babe.
You look like a lion.
She looks sexy.
All
So
right, I gotta go. You all have a fucking awesome night. I
We love you.
all.
You too, Maddie.
Brush your teeth.
Bye.
Make
We'll
sure
try.
you wash your ass because it's fucking hot out.
Okay.
And love, peace, and vaginal yeast. Deuces.
Adios.
Vaginal yeast. We don't want that. Okay, so this picture of Aiden, just the chef's kiss for me. Like, you
I
can
love
see
it.
the
Dude,
emotion.
he was so happy yesterday.
He cried.
So happy. And like, he's next. Amen, Kevy Cab.
Aiden with all of the Boston law students that helped.
Yep.
That just graduated. And then by far my favorite picture ever.
This is awesome.
They deserve that picture. They've had to stay away from each other, not like really be involved and everything like that. And the fact that they were able to go out and celebrate last night together and take that picture, it's just like,
dude, it's been so long and in the making, and Turtle Boy's next. Like, we streamed his last hearing and he was found not guilty with fake victim, and we're going to be on top of his next trials with the witness intimidation.
Be able to keep his witness intimidations to stick very well, personally, but we're going to free Turtle Boy too, and make sure
Turtle Boy,
he's home with his kiddos like the rest of us, and being the dad that he wants to be. And but so that was our ending to the Karen Read 2.0.
Yes,
it's over.
Tomorrow is a brand new day and brand new trials, and I wish Karen Read all the success, and I hope she slept really well last night, because we know that girl has not been sleeping well. I can't imagine.
And I send all of my love, all of our love to Karen's family, who have been standing beside her for this whole time, leaving work, and for the returnees. I mean, Yannetti has been with her since day one, and that has to be like an amazing feeling. And then to have Jackson and Little come in, now they've been with her the whole time, and then Alessi came in. Like, those attorneys are badass, and I feel like, thank God the gag order's gone, because they can talk.
Right.
But I really think that they deserve to have a normal life. And I don't know about Massachusetts probation, like, because it's like in Florida, if you want to move out of state, you just have to get permission from your probation officer. Is that the same with Massachusetts? Or do you have to
I mean, you need if you're on probation, you need to get approval from your probation officer.
Because I'm wondering how much she wants to stay in Mass. Because if it were me, my ass would be like, go.
They won't let her. I mean, it depends too. If like you're on like drug testing or alcohol testing and you have to get like call colors, you can't leave the state, because they can call you at any time and have you come into the courthouse to get piss tested.
I don't think the alcohol testing is a big deal on the first one, but we'll see. Even if it's another year before she wants to leave, I think they want to get out of this area and just go back.
Wouldn't you? Like, fuck out of here. Yeah.
Like, I never want to go back by 34 Fairview ever again. So
yeah. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, they'll let her travel. But I mean, with Karen Read, they're gonna pull every it doesn't even matter if we don't see it or not. They're always gonna fucking give her a hard time because of what happened. They give everybody a hard time, but specifically they're gonna give her a hard time. And she still has a civil trial coming up, and Paul O'Keefe and Peggy O'Keefe already said they're gonna go at her for money. Like, what money? What money? There's no money. You know what I'm saying?
Just go ahead and give him the Lexus. It's missing a tail light, but it's fine. You can still use it. So I think that she probably will stay away from Canton. And I hope that when they announce the party, that it is going to be amazing. And I hope that I could be there. I don't know if I can figure it out.
Right.
It is. And I love all you guys, and
I love you. Love
Karen
you.
The end. The end.
It's the end, guys. It's over. It's fucking.
Now,
hey, Lacey.
And now I think that I think they can appeal it too.
Oh yeah, and they should.
And they could probably get it removed. But we are not going anywhere. We are staying here. We still have Turtle Boy.
You are stuck with us. We have Turtle Boys to free. We have Anna Walsh case, or the Walsh case. We have Kohlberger. We have all the things, and we're not going anywhere. So make sure you like and subscribe and become a member.
And if you find a small court case that you are interested in, send it to us. We're gonna do big and small.
Yes.
And if the civil trials are, which they're not usually, but Maya's was a civil trial, but if it is televised, we will be streaming it.
Start a cooking channel. What do you mean? Fucking Joe Biffle. We love you. He's our happy troll. Yeah.
We gotta to do that.
Yeah. Just so everybody knows, Amy in the back seat is the Bad Kids Club principal. She tells us what to do. You got to listen to Amy. All right, guys, we love you. See you later.
Thanks.
See you tomorrow night for the Bad Kids Club, 7 p.m.
Bye.